Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to the Linguistic Channel. Here I'm back with another prime topic, which is passive voice with modal verbs. What are modal verbs? Modal verbs are the helping verbs, by the way. They help you construct a sentence, right? For example, we have got the modal verbs like can, could, should, would, must, and has to, have to, may, and might, right? So in this video, we'll be talking about how to form a passive voice using these 8 modal verbs, right? So before we move ahead, we need to talk about what are the rules of passive voice, right? Whenever we talk about passive voice, we need to understand that what are the rules of passive. If you know the rules, I've told you multiple times, if you know those 4 rules, then it will be a piece of cake for you to form a passive voice. So guys, let's move to the video. So the first thing we talk about, as we were talking about the rules, that what is the verb form that we use in passive voice? Yes. What form of verb do we use when it comes to a passive? Verbs, third form, yes. Right? Whenever it's a passive, either it's with any tense or with any modal, you will be using verb third form, or you call it past participle, right? Number 2 is object is important, right? Means without object there is no passive, right? So we need to take care of these 2 things only when it comes to a passive with modal verbs, right? If you take care of these 2 things, you will definitely not be making a wrong passive anywhere, anytime, or whatever. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing that we had, which was can, right? So can, we know where do we use can? Can is used to talk about abilities, right? So what are the abilities that we got, right? So for whatever we're talking about abilities, we're going to use can, right? It's specifically for present abilities. Okay, one more thing I would like to tell you is that most of the students do this mistake when they, when they ask anybody for the allowance that they want to come in the class. They say, "Can I come in?" So my friends and fellows, this is 100% wrong. You cannot use can when it comes to when you're asking for any allowance, any permission, right? You do not use can. Can is only used for ability, right? So you should use may for that. Fine, that's not the part. The part is about passive voice with modal verbs. So the formula is going to be like can plus be plus past participle, right? So if I take an example, I make an active voice using can, so it's going to be like I can complete this, right? So we have an object here, we have a verb here, we have can, the modal verb, and last but not the least, we have the subject. Okay, it's the least, by the way, in this sentences, because subject is not really important when it comes to a passive voice, right? It's not important to mention, because why do we have a passive? Is because when we do not know the doer, it is specifically used when we do not know the doer or when we do not need to mention it, right? So how you're going to form the passive, we know the rule that the object replaces the subject and the subject replaces the object, means the object comes to the place of a subject and subject goes to the place of an object, right? So this can be completed by me, and that's it, right? So this can be completed by me, or if I'm going to form a negative, this cannot be completed by me. And when it comes to an interrogative, can this be completed by me? And question mark. Do not forget to use a question mark when it comes to an interrogative. Okay, so this thing means passive voice with can must be clear with you now. If not, let's take some more examples. Like when we say, one more example is like, she can wash her hair. So it's not hairs. When you use hairs, it's wrong. So it's hair. She can wash her hair. In passive, it's going to be her hair can be washed by her. Okay, and negative, the same thing will be followed, right? Her hair cannot be washed by her. And interrogative, can her hair be washed by her? Right? So that's it about can modal verb, how to form a passive voice using can. So I wish, and I think, and I'm optimistic that passive voice making with can is very much clear, and we do not need any more explanation on it. But even if you do have, you are allowed to ask me questions in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer you. Okay, and one more thing. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel so far, the linguistic channel, do it now and keep learning. Alright, so the next thing, the next model we have is could. Right, so how are you, well, at first let's talk about where do we use could. Okay, we use could for past abilities, right? So it's going to be for past abilities, something that you were able to do and now you cannot do. There we use can, could. Can is used for something that we can do, something we are able to do now, right? Could for past abilities, something that you were able to do and you are not now. If you say you could not, so it means something you were not able to do and now you are able to do. That's it. Okay, so the same formation, the same rules, everything was going to be same, right? It's going to be used in the same manner, and it will be really easy for you. So if I say I could run fast, so how are you going to form its passive? At first tell me, can you even form its passive? Yes, definitely not. Why not? Because it does not have an object, right? So you cannot form its passive, right? So another example, if I take, you could not form its passive. So what's going to be a passive of this sentence? Its passive could not be formed. You see, we have the participle, the same rule. We have be here, then we have could here, that's going to be could be, and then we have the object here. Let me give you another example, like I could speak, I could speak Pashto, right? It's a language, you know, it's spoken in Pakistan, right? So Pashto, like, means I could, when I say I could speak Pashto, it means I was able to speak, now I cannot, right? So Pashto, let me just underline it for you. This is an active voice and the passive is Pashto could be spoken by me. Or if you say like you were not able to speak Pashto and now you're able to speak Pashto, so it's going to be like Pashto could not be spoken by me. And when it comes to interrogative, could Pashto be spoken by me or by you, right? So this is how we form passive voice using could. Okay, so that's it about could. Let's move to would. Okay guys, so I don't know if you know it or if you don't, but would has multiple uses, right? Which means like we can use, let me tell you how many uses, by the way, would has. Would has more than, or would has almost 8 different uses, right? So I might not be able to cover all of them, so I'll be telling you only how we are going to form a, you can say, passive voice using would, right? And I'll be talking about one thing that is about would when it's about like it is used to talk about future, like will, but has less surety, right? So it is to talk about future, but it will be like very less surety, like, oh, I would do that, oh, I would do that, like this. And on the other hand, we have got more than 8 uses, so I'm not going to cover all this, right? If you want to learn all 8 different uses of would, you can definitely ask me in the comments below, and I'll be definitely making a video my own self for you guys, right? So the same formation will be using would plus be plus verbs past participle, right? Or you can say verb third form, right? And of course we have got object first, right? So if I say like this, that okay, I would do this for you, right? So taking an example, I would do this for you, right? So how you're going to form its passive? What is an object here? Can you please identify the object here? Yes. Is it you or is it for? No. The object is this. Because what is an object? What is the definition of an object? The definition of an object is on what the work is done, right? So I would do this. So I subject, word modal verb, do verb, and this is an object, right? So let's talk about this. This would be done by me for you. Or you can also say, for you, this would be done, right? If you form its negative, so it's going to be for you. Both are same, both are correct, right? The meanings are same. So you can either say for you or this would be done by me for you. Both are right? Or you can say negative, for you, this wouldn't be done. Interrogative, would this be done for you or for me or whatever, right? So this happens when we form a passive voice using would. Next, must, right? So which is the 5th part. Let me just give it number for you guys so that you guys can understand it, right? So number 1 was can, number 2 is could, number 3 was would, number 4 is must, right? So where do we use must? We use must when we talk about strong advices or orders, like you must do it now, you must perform the must, we must talk politely, right? So these are the advices, you must stop smoking or things like that, right? So how okay, let's take an example like this. You must stop smoking, right? Smoking here is a gerund form, it's an object, it's not a verb, right? So it's going to be what? The formation would be the same again, like it was with would, can, and could. It's going to be object plus must be plus verbs, or you can say past participle plus, that's it, right? That's it. Okay, so how we're going to form its passive voice is going to be smoking. Okay, let me just remove the underline. Yes. So smoking must be stopped by you, right? So like, you know, you at first you were saying and you were giving an example, you were giving an advice using must active voice, and now you're giving an example using must passive voice, right? So it's going to be smoking must be stopped by you, or you can say good deeds must not be stopped by her. Means she should keep doing, or she must keep doing good works, right? So this is how we form passive voice with must. Then what else we had was has or have to, right? So at first we need to understand where do we use has to and have to. We use has to and have to when we talk about advices. It's just like, you know, must and has to have to are almost same. When you talk about something or some duties that are the part of your daily life, right? So suppose if I say that I have to, let me underline it. Okay, like I have to finish it on time. So you're going to form it like what? What is the object here? Is it time? Is it on, or is it it? Yes, it's it, right? So it. What are we going to use with it? Has or have? Yes, it's going to be has. So it has to be finished by me on time, right? Or if I'm going to form a negative, so it's going to be it does not have to be finished by me on time. And interrogative, does it have to be finished on time, right? So you see, this is how you form passive voice using has to or have to. The last but not the least, it's going to be sixth part, which is may or might. It's going to be like sixth and seventh both together, right? So we use may and might when we are not sure, like perhaps, probably, when you're not sure that you would be doing something or not. Like I may do this, I might do this, I might come to the party, I might organize this event, right? I may organize this event. All are same. So taking the same example, okay, before we go for an example, let's go again for the formation, right? It's going to be 6 plus 7 because it's both together, right? So she might or may organize this event. So in passive voice, how it's going to be, this event may be or might be organized by you. You see, the same formation is being followed here. It's like, you know, the formation was object plus may be or might be plus past participle. You see, with all the passive voices that we have learned so far, using with the modal verbs or with you can say with other tenses, we always use object first, and we must use past participle, because without past participle there's no passive, right? The sentence is going to be wrong. So guys, that's it for the day. Hope you have had a great learning with me for today, and it's been a long time that we all are like you know, doing things. So it's been great job. It's been great learning with you. You know, I have to learn a lot of things when it comes to learning, teaching, right? So it's just a great learning for me and for you too. So we'll keep learning and we'll keep enjoying the learning, by the way. And don't forget to subscribe to the linguistic channel and keep learning. Thank you so much for watching. Allah Hafiz.
For more videos, please subscribe our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon.